Hi, everybody. This is Saad for the Sad Truth. I wanted to share with you today a very quick personal anecdote that happened. I think it was 2 nights ago. We were watching television, our family, and then a clip came on whereby someone was discussing the Women's March, and specifically, they had played a clip of the now infamous Ashley Judd performance. And so here's sort of the interesting psychological insight. My daughter, who is a very young little girl, uh, looks at me and says something to the effect of, "Daddy, is she faking? Is she acting?" And so this little child who could not really understand what was being said somehow had the uh, astuteness to detect that the manner in which the performance was being played, I mean, that's the right word for it, performance, was disingenuous. Now, and I want to link that to something that I had written about back in 2003. I had published a academic book chapter on the nexus of evolution and political marketing, and in that chapter, I had referenced um, some writing from Oliver Sacks. Some of you may remember him. He recently passed away, the very famous neurologist who was also a great author in the sense that he would write these wonderful books documenting some of these incredible clinical situations that he faced in his career as a neurologist. And so, from one of the books in question, let me just read you the title of the book. The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat and Other Clinical Tales. This is Oliver Sacks' book from very early 1990. I think it was 1990. Let me just check. Yeah, 1990. There is a chapter called The President's Speech where he refers to a situation whereby he's doing his rounds, his clinical rounds, and then he passes by this room where all of these patients are watching the president of the United States at the time, delivering a speech, and they're all cracking up laughing. Now you might think, okay, that could happen. Maybe the president was making a joke. Well, it turns out that the people who were in that room were sufferers of aphasia, whereby they had lost the ability to understand the semantic meaning of language, of words. And so, how could they be watching this uh, individual deliver a speech and somehow they were finding it hysterically funny? And of course, it turns out that while they weren't able to understand the meaning of the spoken words, they found it funny because it sounded as though he's being disingenuous, he's making jokes, he's not being real. Something about the manner uh, by which he was delivering his message somehow rendered him funny to them. And so think of the aphasia in this case and a child, of course, who doesn't suffer from aphasia, but who hasn't yet been polluted by all of the wisdom of experience, one of which, in quotes, is political correctness that does not allow us to openly and publicly proclaim that when someone is uttering nonsense or when someone is posing, they're just a bullshitter. And so here was a child who looked at me and said, "Daddy, is she faking? Is she acting? She doesn't know who this woman is. She doesn't know that this woman is an actress. She doesn't know what she's saying. She doesn't understand anything. Yet somehow she was able to hear and watch this woman and know that she was profoundly fake." There you have it, folks. The sad truth. Hope you're having a good day. Cheers.